Nick Spenceley, I'm the college principal. Welcome. I'm just going to spend 10 minutes doing a short talk on options after GCSE, and then you can either go home or see the rest of the evening. So thank you for coming along. I'm going to talk about three main pathways after GCSE. So this is an assumption that you get your GCSEs at the grades that you're hoping to achieve. There are alternatives if things don't work out as planned, but we'll kind of assume things will go according to plan for now. So there are three main routes after GCSE: A-levels, BTECs and apprenticeships. And I won't spend very long on apprenticeships, although they are quite important. The thing about apprenticeships is that you can join those at any time of year. So we're recruiting all the time for apprenticeships, and you can speak to people tonight, if you haven't already, who will tell you about them. But basically, if you do an apprenticeship, you are employed, you're paid a wage, a sort of minimum wage, and you are released to study, usually 1 day a week. So you achieve a qualification alongside your employment. And you can do that at level 2 or at level 3, which is equivalent to A-levels. You could then go on to do a higher apprenticeship, which includes elements of a degree programme. So it's a very good route. The government's really encouraging it for people particularly who want to go into employment or who want to do a vocational kind of degree. But as I say, you can join that at any time. The other two programmes, they both start in September and run on a traditional academic year, and I'll focus on those. When you're choosing, what I would say is think about not just your results, but also the way you like to study. For example, if you are comfortable with exams and the kind of exam stress, then A-levels may well be a very good route. If you prefer project-based work, teamwork, and doing your qualification in chunks as you go along, then the BTEC route might be a better one. So let's start with A-levels. We've got a long history at Seevic of running A-levels, and we have a sixth form currently with about 500 students doing their first year and 300 doing their second year, which means we can offer an incredible amount of choice. So that's the third point there. The widest choice in South Essex is true. We offer far more A-levels than any local school or college, and that does mean that you can do pretty much any combination that we offer. And that's one thing you need to check as you go round. Are you restricted to certain limited pathways, or can you have a free choice? As I say, we had 500 start this year. Only 5 of those found they couldn't do exactly the combination they at first wanted. And that's because the more popular subjects like psychology or English are repeated in different blocks. So if you're doing something more specialised like classical civilization or anthropology, you can pick that up and then fit the other subjects round it. Results, you'll want to know about those. Well, we had the best ever results for A-level students completing last year. So the pass rate at national average for sixth form colleges, and the most important thing, the grades that the students got were the highest grades we've yet achieved. The top grades A to C. And it also means that the value added, which means the grades against the predicted grade, were also very high. So when you come in, you can look at your GCSE scores as you come in, predict the kind of grade that you're likely to get, and what we do here is we push you to achieve higher than that prediction, which is what students did last year. And that relates very much to the fourth point then, which is high expectations. And I do want to be very clear, if you come to Seevic, it's not a soft option. We will expect you to work hard, and we will expect you to achieve the highest possible grade that you're capable of. So we don't want second best, because it's important. You only get one crack at this, and we want to support you to get those high grades. Sense of independence, very important. It's a very structured environment in the sense that we will communicate with parents if you're not there. We will chase up absence or lateness. But you do develop as an independent learner as you progress through Seevic. And the next point, preparation for university and work, is very important, because when you choose a separate institution from school, you're saying that you're comfortable with a new environment, and that actually is quite good preparation for the next step, which is either employment or university. So if at 16 you've made that choice to move to a campus like ours, you're kind of halfway there to making the next step at 18 to university or work, and it's less scary. We take people with a range of grades coming into A-levels. There are some minimum expectations which are set out in the prospectus, but within that our entry requirements are slightly lower than local schools, and those students do achieve well. They achieve, as I said, beyond their predicted grades. At the other end, we do get students with very high grades, and we have a tutorial pathway for students who want to go to Oxford, Cambridge Medical School, or the Russell Group universities, which are like the research universities. So you can get specialist support if you're aiming for those particular universities. And then the final thing, a sixth form experience in a college needs to be like any other sixth form, in the sense that you're not just doing your 3 or 4 A-levels, you get a chance to do other things. So we have enrichment activities, clubs, associations, lots of sports, opportunities to volunteer, or in some cases to do work shadowing or work placement. So there's quite a wide range, as well as visiting speakers for the tutorial programme, which the students really enjoy. Then let's move to the vocational pathway, mainly BTECs, but there are some others that I'll talk about. And it's a good alternative to A-levels, because many people still get into university with these qualifications. Many do choose to go straight into work, but you do have a choice. And if you do a BTEC, you will do your qualification in 18 units, 18 chunks spaced over 2 years. In the first year, we get you through 9 units, which gives you a separate accreditation, and then you can top up in the second year for a full extended diploma. And although testing is being introduced, it is more kind of portfolio based and project based, and you get the chance to achieve those units as you go along. So we actually set out the college year for the vocational students a bit like a university year. You do 6-week blocks, you complete several units in that period, and there's a hand-in date that's very strictly enforced. You get your work signed in. If you're not there, we need a medical certificate. So we're quite disciplined about it. It does mean we've had some very good results for that as well. But it does give you the assurance that you are getting your qualification as you go along. So there's a little bit less pressure in that respect, although it's still quite hard work. Just a bit about professional courses. There's 2 main ones. Business administration. We have a very successful course that qualifies people for what basically used to be called secretarial work, but nowadays is quite high level and it's very much in demand. There's still a demand for skilled administrators. And then AAT is the Association of Accounting Technicians, which is a professional qualification for people who want to enter accountancy, and we do it right up to levels 4 and 5. Very tough. Lots of exams, quite tough program. So if you succeed at that, you've got exemption from the professional requirements for the accountancy profession at the appropriate level. And then the final point there, we have a strategy, as I say, that sets out the study that you do a bit like a university. We also have work placements, 2-week work placements, which are usually tailored to the kind of profession that you want to enter. And our aim is to get you ready either for higher education or for employment. Finally, you need to think about, are we right for you? You'll be going around different places, which is very sensible. You can put in multiple applications, that's fine, no problem, and make up your mind nearer the time. But kind of things to ask, do you want to stay on at school till 18, or do you want to actually have a little stepping stone in between? As I said, it is a bridge to university or work, and linked to that, it's a very friendly environment. I've worked in 5 colleges over a very long period, and I can honestly say it's the nicest working environment I've ever had. Very friendly, tolerant campus. You soon get used to it and meet new people, as well as people that you've met in your previous studies. And people enjoy studying here. It's a nice environment, and we intend to keep it so. Ofsted always comments on how well motivated our students are and how focused they are on their studies, which is always very positive. Lots of choice, as I've said, even more than I've indicated, because if you do A-levels from next year, you may be able to do an element of a vocational course with it. So you could do a narrow part of a vocational course, like applied law, for example, alongside a couple of A-levels. You could do financial services with A-levels. So there's opportunities to mix and match qualifications. It is more informal than school. You don't wear uniform, you can call staff by their first names, but actually there is quite a strong culture of respect, which isn't dependent on uniforms or calling people sir or whatever. It's basically people treating each other like adults and working together for the best results, which is what we want for you. So that basically, that's it. I'll hang around for a couple of minutes, so if you've got any questions, do ask. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.